Premier League is back, baby. Good morning, my friend. This is Coffee with Kaizen number 3. Today is Monday, August 16th, 2021. Today we're talking about the Premier League, man, because it's finally back, bro. It's finally back. You know how long I've been waiting to watch another game of football, bro? Like months and months and months. Like my life is not the same without football. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm extremely excited that Premier League is back. Another round of Champions League is coming up soon. We're going to have a lot of football, a lot of good games, a lot of strong teams this year, at least in the Premier League. I don't really follow Spain or France or Germany or Italy or any other countries. My focus is mainly on England. I'm a Man United fan, by the way. I know a lot of times you see me with the PSG jacket on, but I'm not a PSG fan. Never have been. Never will be. You understand what I'm saying? That jacket was actually given to me by a friend of mine from France. He's a PSG fan. So, yeah, I just like the jacket, But anyway, neither here nor there. I just want to talk a little bit about Premier League in general, some couple updates and things like that. And then we'll get out of here, man. So first thing, like I said before, I'm extremely excited that the Premier League is finally back because 2020, as you know, was such a strange year, man, for so many different reasons. But one of the strangest things was to see all the players playing the games in the stadium with no fans. That was the strangest thing to me. Like, I don't know what you think, but watching the game on TV in a stadium that was built to hold like 50,000 people, and there's nobody in there except the players, the ref, and the coaching staff, it's like, this is strange. But what was cool about that is you could listen to the players and what they were saying, because obviously when you're watching a typical game with all the fans in the stadium, all you hear is the commentators, right? But also the fans just screaming the entire game. But with nobody in the stadium, it was like watching a training exercise almost, and you could hear the players yelling back and forth to each other. That was interesting. But the rest of it, without the fans, it's just not the same. Like when I was watching Premier League and these guys are playing with no fans in the stadium, it just felt like 22 men kicking a ball around. And that's essentially what football is, regardless of the situation. Even with all the fans in the stadium, it's still just 22 guys kicking a ball. But part of what makes it so exciting and interesting, and I guess really the main reason that these leagues exist, is because there's fans willing to pay money to go see a great show, to go see great talents, to go see a great game, right? So without the fans in the stadium, kind of sucked. Not only that, but we all know the reason that these fans couldn't be in the stadium last year, because they didn't want people spreading sickness around. Let's just say it that way. But even still, the players could be on the field playing the game, and they in some cases are even closer to each other than the fans would be in the stands. All right, so the fans can't come in and watch the game. The players, no problem at all. It's just kind of weird, right? You can feel how you want about 2020 and what happened and what should not have happened and all that type of stuff, but kind of doesn't make sense. The fans can't come in, but the players can come in and play a contact sport. In a situation like that, it doesn't really make sense. I mean, it does make sense, because at the end of the day, the Premier League, Bundesliga, all the football leagues around the world, they're businesses. All the football clubs are businesses at the end of the day. So it's like, we're not going to let the fans in, but we need to make our money. So let's play these games. Let's finish this season so we can get on to the next one, right? I'm just saying, it was really, really weird to see football with no fans in the stadium. I'm super excited. I was so happy to turn on the TV this weekend and see fans in the stadium. Everybody smiling, happy, cheering, because that's what it's about, man, right? To be able to go out and enjoy the game. That's super cool. Now, weekend results. Let's go over the weekend results. I got to be honest, I'm pretty happy about the results because, Man United did their thing, boy. So, on Friday, August 13th, that was the first game of the season, Brentford versus Arsenal. Brentford beat Arsenal 2-0, and I got to say, man, nothing makes me happy. There's only one thing that makes me happier than seeing Arsenal lose, and I'll tell you what that is in just a second, but it makes me so happy to see Arsenal lose. you know. And you're probably like, why do you hate Arsenal? What the fuck, bro? I don't like them. I don't like Arsenal. I really don't. I really, really don't. It just makes me happy to see them lose. They're actually one of our rivals. A lot of people probably don't know that, but Arsenal is a rival of Man United. But anyway, Brentford, Arsenal, 2-0 or 2-0. Brentford beat Arsenal 2-0. The word nil in this context means 0. All right. Next, Man United versus Leeds United. 5-1. You know what I'm saying? Man United was looking good, boy. Real talk. Man United was looking real good on Saturday morning. I got to say, goal scorers, Bruno Fernandes, hat trick, Mason Greenwood, Fred getting on the score sheet, man. We were looking really, really good. Now, as a Man United fan, you know, if you follow Premier League, if you know about football, you know, like since 2014, Man United has just been going through some shit, bro. Like, we lost Fergie. Then who came after that? I think it was Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho. You know, a lot of talented players came and went. Angel Di Maria, Lukaku, who's now at Chelsea. Man, we're going to talk about that in a second. But I'm just saying, Man United has had a tough few years. Like, for real. We've been kind of going this way with it, up and down, up and down, up and down. But it finally looks like slowly we're getting back on track. We've signed some good players. We can see the intentions of the owners who are buying these players. You know what I mean? We're really trying to rebuild the squad. Ole Gunnar is at the head of the team, man. And I really, really, really think we have a chance of winning the league this year. It's not going to be easy because a lot of other teams have strengthened their forces, but gotta believe. Right? So, Man United beat Leeds United 5-1. Leicester City beat the Wolves 1-0. Chelsea beat Crystal Palace 3-0. They're looking really good this year. Watford beat Aston Villa 3-2. Everton beat Southampton 3-1. Burnley lost to Brighton 2-1. Norwich lost to Liverpool. They won by 3. It was 3-0. 3-0. It was 3-0. Don't say 3-2-0. That sounds weird. I just heard myself say that. Sounds weird. So Liverpool beat Norwich 3-0. West Ham beat Newcastle 4-2. And Tottenham beat Man City 1-0. Now, I said a second ago, almost nothing makes me happier than seeing Arsenal lose. Nothing makes me happier than seeing Manchester City lose, dog. Like, for real. Like, when you know how people, they see puppies or they see babies and things like that on the internet, and they're like, oh, that's so sweet. You know, it warms their heart, makes them feel good on the inside. That's exactly how I feel when I see Manchester City lose. Like, for real. Nothing makes me happier. In the context of football, obviously. Nothing makes me happier. Fuck City. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, bro. Nothing makes me happier. Now, I'm not a Tottenham fan, but anybody who beats Manchester City, much love and respect. You know what I'm saying? I love watching City lose, bro. I can't explain it. I can't express it. But anyway, back to the teams that are looking strong this year. Man United, like I said, is looking really strong. You know, we signed some good players. I don't think we're ever going to look like the old Manchester United, you know, back when Waza was playing, Ronaldo was playing, you know. I don't think we'll ever get back to that level, you know. I mean, the past is the past. We'll never have that team again. However, I do think that we're starting to look a lot more like the Man United of the past. The main problem that we have had over the years, even last year, is consistency. Like, we've always had talented players, even last year. I mean, we finished second last year. And really, it was only the second half of the season that got us up to that level when we signed Bruno, and we looked like a different team. You know what I mean? So for Man United, I just think it's consistency because we have a ridiculous amount of talented players, especially attacking players. You know what I mean? But you know who else looks really strong? It's Chelsea. Surprisingly, man. I mean, and now they signed Lukaku. They're looking really, really, really good this year. Really good. They also have a lot of talented players. I like their style of play. And now that they got Lukaku, man, I think they are forced to be reckoned with. Like, for real. And I'm actually kind of disappointed that it didn't work out with Lukaku at United. I think that was maybe 3 years ago. And there's a lot of cases like that. When you think about United's history, we had Lukaku, lost him. We had Di Maria, lost him. Memphis Depay as well, a very talented player, lost him. I feel like there's some other ones. I just can't think of them. But still, we've had a lot of talented players come into Man United and then leave for whatever reason. Maybe it was relationships with the manager at the time, coaches. We have no idea. But imagine a Man United with Angel Di Maria still. You know what I mean? I was really sad when we lost him after just 1 year. 1 year, man. Now, lastly, I just want to talk really quick about what I think makes the Premier League so special, man, because there's really nothing like it on earth. There's other great leagues around the world, other great players and things like that, great competitions, but the Premier League is just special, I think, because one, the style of football. It's very attack centric. In England, in my opinion, the attacking football is a very notable characteristic. When you watch English Premier League, you're going to see attack, 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 attack. Maybe not so much strategic controlling of the game through possession and things like that. Although there are a few teams like Manchester City who do that extremely well. Most teams and most players, it's like attack, attack, attack the entire game. You know what I mean? And I think that's part of it, but also just the diversity in the league. Now, I know that there's diversity in other leagues around the world, but in the Premier League, you see players from all over the world playing together. I mean, if you just look at a Manchester City or a United or a Chelsea, these different players with different styles and abilities from all over the world. Whereas in many other countries, every player on the team is from the same country. Now, I'm not saying that what country you're from makes a huge difference, in your football. At the end of the day, you're the individual that has to play. But I think it has something to do with it. And you can see that in the World Cup. Like, it's partly the manager, but the players, the German players have a certain style and energy. Spanish players, Brazilian players, American players. I think each team has their own identity, and the fact that they're all from the same country has something to do with that. I think, But I just think that's one of the things that makes it so special is you have players from all over the world playing on these teams. It's just insane levels of talent, insane levels of attack. It's high energy most of the time from start to finish. And not only that, but it's one of those leagues that every weekend, it doesn't matter who's playing. It could be the team in position number 1 on the table versus team in position number 20. And the lowest team in the league could beat the best team in the league any weekend, anytime. It doesn't matter. It's really not about that. Like, you could see a game between like Manchester City and Brighton or West Brom, and you think, Manchester City's going to beat them 3 or 4-0. You know what I'm saying? But you really never know. It happens all the time. Some of the lowest teams in the league beat the best teams, the highest teams in the league every weekend. And I think that's really what I'm trying to say is there's so much competition. The level of competition is so high that nobody cares that you're Manchester United or Chelsea or Arsenal. You could lose any weekend. There's no guaranteed results in the Premier League, ever. And I think that's why it's so popular, because it's so exciting. You just never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to score, what upsets are going to happen, and stuff like that. So there's a lot of talented managers, a lot of talented players, high energy, lots of attack, and you just never know what's going to happen. I think that's what makes the Premier League so special. All right, my friend, that's it for now, man. I talk way more than I expected to, but I just love football. I love the Premier League. I could talk for 3 more hours about it. If I would have written some notes and prepared and shit like that, we could talk all week about Premier League. I should start a damn soccer podcast or something like that. I love soccer so much, man. And if you are a fan of Premier League or just soccer in general, if you have any thoughts and opinions, do not be afraid. Shoot me a message on social. Let's start a conversation, or leave a comment below if you're watching this on YouTube. Do not be afraid to make comments, send messages, leave your opinions. Do what you do, man. Let's start a conversation, because I love football. I could talk about it all day, every day. But anyway, that's Coffee with Kaizen number 3, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.